I am processing the most triggering breakup I've had in 9 years. It happened the day before flying abroad to meet my parents on a 9-day travel tour.
Guys,
I feel like I'm in the body of...
I won't stop in the beginning here, but let's just run this back.
Processing the most triggering breakup.
What the hell is that? Like, what the hell is that?
I've had in 9 years.
Can you imagine if a dude went on the internet after a breakup and just started crying and shaking his hands and feet in his bed? Can you imagine? Not only all of his bros would be making, would be joking on him like, oh man, like what the hell are you doing? But probably almost every single woman that saw that clip would lose a massive amount of respect for him. So the people who lose respect for these type of things, I just don't understand what gets you to the point to where you are so hungry for your attention that you act like a psychopath on your bed in front of TikTok. Like, what the hell?
The day before flying abroad to meet my parents on a 9-day travel tour. I feel like I'm in the body of my 16-year-old self with all of the turmoil of my emotions trapped inside this pressure cooker of my body while I fake smile for cheesy tourist pics. This is the somatic memory of growing up as a highly sensitive child in an environment that had no room for my depths. I thought I might explode by the 5th day of this trip when the goddess came to save me. She mirrored the tears pouring from my heart into my pelvic bowl, causing an expansion in my body that let me hold the paradox.
What the hell are we listening to? I saw the first 5 seconds of this clip and I was like, you know what? I'm going to try to react to this completely fresh, completely clean. But I had no idea what I was getting myself into. Let's run this back. She mirrored the tears pouring from my heart into my pelvic bowl. What? If you guys can translate this this language for me, because I have no idea what the hell she's talking about, and she's making it hard to make commentary on it because I literally have no idea what the hell she's talking about. Anyways, let's continue.
Tumultuous grief moving through while honoring the finite time I have left with my parents. In the chaos of my dad's hypervigilance, setting my already dysregulated nervous system on fire, and grieving yet another relationship heartbreak that mirrors this dynamic, the goddess showed up to remind me that it's okay to feel, blessing me with her beauty as a reminder of the growth that always follows the storm.
I know you.
Yeah, guys. So if you're going through a heartbreak, let's just try to follow this woman's way of dealing with healing and trauma, as she put it. And, if you get cheated on by your woman, I want you guys to go on TikTok and shake your arms and your legs violently and cry for attention. I also want you to come up with a bunch of weird, mystical bullcrap that you can tell the world. And maybe you will render some sympathy out of these people. But of course, I am being extremely sarcastic. Don't ever do that because this is ridiculous and somewhat psychotic. Anyways, like I said, I haven't really viewed what we have for today, and it seems like we have a grandma next, so I'm kind of excited to get into the rest of this.
At me because I went out with my ex, but I was really bored and you would do the same thing. And he was begging me, so I says, okay. The reason we broke up, because he didn't open the car door for me. Why should I open the car door? He should do it. And when I saw him, he said, sorry. He tried to kiss me, but I said no. It's been about 4 years since I kissed anybody. I want to make sure it's a good guy. And he texted me, I'm not going to reply until later. Let the games begin. Should I go on another date? What do you think?
What the hell? Wait. Like, what the hell am I watching, man? This lady is like 80 years old on TikTok, still complaining about men. I think she said she broke up because they didn't open a door. Like, what the hell, lady? Aren't you worried about dying alone by yourself? I mean, men aren't just disposable door openers. And fellas, do yourself a favor. you know, like this woman's coming on TikTok showing private messages between her and a former significant other. Like, fellas, this is proof that women oftentimes fail to change. Like, maybe this is satire, maybe this is comedy, maybe this is some sort of, I don't know what the hell it is, man. But this is not only gross, but this is more psychotic behavior. And speaking of psychotic behavior, I apologize, man, but I just want to wind this back just a little bit more. And I just want to watch this one more time. In fact, I'm gonna set this in slow-mo. And we can watch this at a quarter speed. This ridiculousness.
I'm processing the
Yeah, guys.
triggering breakup I've had.
There you go, guys. There's your answer. There's how you process your breakups and do the healing, as this lovely woman would put it. Anyways, let's continue.
Go on another date? What do you think?
So I got a girl's number. Waited a few days before I texted her.
A few days?
Texted her. She was happy to hear from me.
If I give my phone number to
And made
someone,
plans to
you
go
better
out.
text me within 6 hours. I can't have my number floating out like that.
Okay, hold on. I'm sorry, but I have to rewind because I wasn't expecting to hear so many voices in my ears at the same time. So let me really hyper focus on this nonsense so I can do a little bit better of an interpretation of what the hell's going on in this one.
A few days before I texted her.
A few days?
Texted her. She was happy to hear from me.
If I give my phone number to
And made
someone,
plans to
you
go
better
out.
text me within 6 hours. I can't have my number floating out like that.
Verified.
All right.
Okay, I'm just going to break this down step by step. So he says he waited to text her, and she's saying, oh, you should text within 6 hours. Ma'am, the only guy that you want texting you within 6 hours is Chad, is the guy who you will let down your standards for, is the guy who you don't need to have long conversations with or deep talks or an emotional connection to open up your legs and sleep with him. Like, guys, most of the time, if you get a message from a girl and you're, oh, wow, I'm so excited, let me respond right away, she's going to view that as needy. She's not going to view that as, oh, wow, you know, he seems to be putting in effort and caring about our conversations and adding to the conversations. No, she's going to view you as needy. So don't be fooled by this woman saying, oh, you better text me within 6 hours. No, that's her wanting these giga chads out here, these guys who she's spreading her legs open for. She wants them to text her because those guys don't actually care about her, aren't texting her, and don't show her any sort of attention.
I'm available.
First date.
7:30 Friday night.
Excellent.
We're gonna get pizza some outside place.
Oh.
You know, like pizza.
Who doesn't like pizza?
Places. So
That's a nice casual date.
So I
Love
didn't
the
text her
idea.
Wednesday. I didn't text her Thursday. We're adults, right? I don't know her. I don't.
That's 2
Hey, I
days.
probably would have blown it anyway.
I mean, you could have
My
scheduled a
sarcasm
FaceTime call, I guess.
Yeah, man. And like, you know, I don't really agree with this guy coming on and talking about his dating life. I think, you know, I don't know if you're making a lot of money doing this, sir, but it seems kind of like a waste of time and pretty pointless. But he makes a good point. Yeah, we're adults. You don't need to be texting a girl all day, every day. And it's weird because there's this fine line of women like this girl being like, oh, wow, 2 days without communicating with me. What the hell? That's a red flag. And yeah, there's a fine line between that and just the average dudes who are all in her inbox and the 100 matches she gets a day on Tinder, who text her right away, and she views them as incredibly needy.
Text. So Friday morning, I texted her, "Happy Friday." She hearted it.
I can't wait to
To
see
me,
you tonight.
everything was good.
You should have said Happy
So I'm on
Friday.
my way
Can't wait to see you tonight.
To the restaurant. Running
she
a little
show
bit
up?
behind, just like 5-10 minutes behind.
10 minutes behind on a first date at a
Say,
pizza
hey,
place?
I'm running a little bit.
Did you text her at 7:30? Did you text her at like 7, like I'm running 10 minutes behind?
Her response was, "Are you kidding?"
Are you?
I'm like, bitch, I could have not said anything and been late and you never would have got mad at me. And then she said, we'll have to reschedule. And I was like,
She
we
would
did
have been
say
mad if
something.
you
So
should've
happening
waited.
to these people in their 40s, because what these women do
that's not
is
terrible.
they go out
She's like, no, you
and
didn't
they
confirm
chase
with
the
me
bad
this morning.
boys,
You
right?
text me at all
And
during the
then
week.
they get
I mean, she could have texted him too, like, can't wait to see you tonight as well.
Supposed to confirm.
You're both at fault
Second
here.
time, if already confirmed the first time. I responded to her.
She could have messaged you too the last 2 days.
And that was all I said. And she hasn't responded yet.
You know what, though? She's probably been burned in the past.
It was a good pizza.
Where a guy said, see you for a date.
And I enjoyed it. And I sat by myself and ate it.
And they didn't show up.
Great time. What sucks is I wanted to go to the gym.
You should have just gone to the gym, bro.
You're both at...
You text her happy Friday instead of texting her the day before. Let's just cut the crap. All right, this guy went out of his way. He, presumably is the man. He set up the date. He's going to be paying for the date. He risked rejection by asking her on the date. And you know what? Let's just cut the crap. This woman was going to ghost this guy all along, right? Because if she was super sold on this guy, it wouldn't matter if he texted her happy Friday. It wouldn't matter if he was 5 minutes late to go get pizza. What she's doing is she's weaponizing his punctuality and weaponizing the fact that he only texted her once as an excuse to not look like a terrible person when she ghosts. Probably because there's 6 other dudes trying to take her out to dinner that night. Like, this is ridiculous. And this kind of stuff happens all the time. Do you really think that it's a big deal if you're 5 minutes late? Or do you think it's really a big deal to text once over a 2-day period to where she's like, oh no, we're going to have to call this off? Absolutely not. This is BS. And we're just going to go ahead and assume that this guy got ghosted, which is unfortunate. And it happens all the time, guys, all the time. Just protect yourself, guys. There's a lot of, I have a lot of words to describe these types of women, but I'm just not going to use any of them out of respect and out of the fact that I'm on YouTube right now.
Fault here.
Anyways,
you should have said, can't wait to see you tonight. Or she could have replied, can't wait to see you tonight.
Or are we supposed to confirm and text during the week? I'm not afraid.
You gotta text a little bit more. It can't be 72 hours before you don't text each other.
Work and
you can't assume you're gonna show up.
Are we supposed to?
But she could have texted you too.
I don't think so. Are we supposed to confirm?
Yes.
Apparently we are, because.
But not confirm. Like, are we still on? Just can't wait to see you tonight.
I fucked up, but
we both fucked up.
I don't think he did. He did mess up, because there's nothing wrong with being 5 minutes on a date. It's not like there's a written rule that you have to text the girl every 2 hours when it's 3 days before the date. No, it's just common courtesy. But fellas, if that guy's in his 40s dating and he's still getting ghosted, I'm going to consider that a ghost, because I don't believe that she was ever going to show up. I believe that she weaponized his punctuality and his lack of planning and timing against him. I don't think she ever would have showed up. I think she probably would just have not texted him. It's extremely common, and apparently it's still happening in the 40s, which is very unfortunate. But it's not that surprising, because a lot of girls in their 30s and then their 40s, they end up being the ones that get ghosted, because they slept around with the bad boys, or they chased the hot dudes, or they went after the dudes on Tinder who were just trying to sleep with them because they thought, oh, I can change this guy. Even though I'm a 4 out of 10 on the look scale and quite a bit overweight, this guy probably could really love me because I have a lot to give to this guy. So they end up getting in their 30s and 40s and just bitter and jaded, and they still end up ironically chasing these dudes, and they just ghost them. Like, dating is a nightmare in 2023. So you really have to be careful.
Unmatched. I don't know why nobody told me it would be this fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it's obviously hell, like, a lot of the time, because I'm exhausted.
The reason why you say it's quote-unquote fun is because you're female and get a ridiculous amount of matches, despite your more likely than not unreasonable standards. Let's continue.
started going on first dates. However, your 30s is literally your 20s, but with money. And
No,
it's
it's
the
not.
same thing with dating. Instead of going for like ice cream or to Yard House because people don't have enough money to take you out to a real nice restaurant, you are going to 5-star dinners and vacations. Like, literally nobody has warned me about this, but like me and my friends have all been living our best lives. And every
Wow.
time
Then where's your husband? Wow. Living your best life and going on yachts and these dates. Like, man, I bet one of these dudes are totally gonna commit to you. You go, girl. 30s. Yeah.
I meet a new guy and get excited all over again just to restart the emotional roller coaster. I am literally so grateful because I think back to the things that I accepted in my relationships when I was in my 20s, and I am like, oh my God, I am so happy that none of those worked out because I'm a different person now with way higher expectations. And a lot of times the expectations had to be lower because people didn't have as much money. But a large part of it was just I didn't know my worth yet and what I could expect and what I could demand out of a man. There is a running joke between me and my best friend because I brought her to the movie.
That's incredibly narcissistic. You can't demand anything out of anyone. That is just, maybe she didn't mean to use that word. I'll give her the benefit of the doubt, and I have a hard time believing that you're so enthusiastic about dating in your 30s and you learned all these lessons in your 20s, aka she chased the bad boys and they broke her heart over and over and over again. And she's still chasing these guys who she thinks are going to take her on these, what kind of guys do you think are taking her on these vacations? Do you think they're average guys? Do you think a mechanic is taking her, to these beach resorts or whatever the hell she said earlier? Do you think just a regular guy? No, she's chasing top tier men, and top tier men are not going to commit oftentimes to an average woman. And she said, she had to bring up her standards, but then she said she had to bring down her standards. Of course, you had to bring down your standards. You don't have a husband because your standards are ridiculous. It's just annoying because, like, I've had friends who are female in the past who are on dating apps, and they've shown me, like, oh yeah, I have 976 matches since I downloaded this app 3 months ago or last month. Like, then how the hell are you not married? Most dudes are out here, most average dudes, working, just a regular job, maybe a guy who, got a 4-year degree and became an accountant, and he hits the gym, but he's not nothing incredible, but he wants to be a father and he doesn't mind providing one day. Those guys are getting like one match a day. And I'd say that's like that guy is probably the equivalent to this girl. An average guy, an average girl. But yet an average girl will get 900 plus matches over a period of time, while most men are living extremely lonely existences.
Movies with me and my boyfriend at the time. Okay, a movie ticket was like $20, and I think we were like 23, 24. And when we got to the movie counter, this man asked for a ticket for one. He bought his own movie ticket and left me to pay for my own ticket in front of my best friend, and she has yet to let me live that down to this day. And this just serves as a reminder of how far I've come, because the thing is, when you're dating somebody, the precedent that you set in the beginning of your relationship is usually what continues or gets worse. So when I was dating in my 20s, I was very much a 50-50 girl. I didn't want to be a 50-50 girl, but I felt like I had to be. So I was attracting 50-50 men. And I don't know why I thought that we would just grow up and they would suddenly not be 50-50 men anymore. But I think I just felt like I would run them away if I actually set the expectation of what I really wanted in the relationship. But now that I'm older, I'm not doing that. I make it very clear from the jump what my expectation is, and I have been attracting a very different type of man.
Yeah, now that she's older, now that she's ridden the carousel of men throughout her 20s, now that she's in her 30s and starting to reach a decrepit state in the future, now she's ready for a real connection and for a man to pay for all her crap. Okay, so all of you made men who can afford the yacht vacations and the resorts, here is your average to slightly above average 30-year-old woman. And she doesn't believe in 50-50 because she knows her worth, because the carousel taught her many lessons. Fantastic.
wrong, the Dusties still get confused and shoot their shot. Obviously, it gets blocked. But the caliber of men that I am dating is just so much better because the caliber of woman that I am is now so much better. So if you are in your 20s and you are watching this and you are stressed and you are single and you're like, oh my God, I want to be married. No, please no, please no. Dating is so much more fun in your 30s. Don't get me wrong. I don't want to be in the streets anymore. I want to be saved from the streets. Like, I'm really not trying to be out here forever. I am very much ready to find my person and settle down. And the continuous disappointment does get frustrating, but these are experiences that I would not trade for the world. And I am so grateful to be having. And when I finally do settle down, I will know that it is with the right person who is actually an embodiment of the type of man that I really want.
All right, fellas, that is all I've got for you today. Just a compilation of women in their 30s and 40s, and even a dude in there in his 40s, experiencing how this dating scene is it's just not cool, bro. A lot of guys are just checking out. A lot of guys are just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna focus on my career, and yeah, I'm not dating these girls who are 30 plus years of age, who have ridden the carousel, and who have these now even higher standards, even though they are much less value to me. A lot of guys are just checking out. And, you know, I'm not going to recommend what you guys should do, but I'm just here to spread messages so that you men can make good, informed decisions. Anyways, I will see you in the next one very soon.